You know what's funny? Success stories always sound glamorous when you hear them at the end. Fancy cars, big houses, standing on stage with shiny lights. But nobody ever talks about the part when life was kicking their butt so hard they could barely breathe. This story isn't about some superhero with a cape or a billionaire born with a silver spoon. Nah, this is about a guy who had nothing. No money, no confidence, not even a proper pair of shoes. Rock bottom was his address. And yet somehow, someway, he climbed to the very top. So picture this. There's this guy. Not the cool, confident Netflix series type of guy. Nope. He was the life keeps punching me and I keep saying thank you type. He woke up every day with an alarm that didn't even ring on time because the battery was dying. He didn't have a car, so his legs were basically his Uber. And don't even get me started on his wallet. It was like a haunted house, empty and scary. He lived in a tiny room that was half bedroom, half storage, and somehow also half kitchen. Yeah, I know that math doesn't add up, but neither did his rent money. He had dreams though. Big ones. But when you're standing at rock bottom, dreams feel like Wi-Fi signals. You know they're out there, but you can't connect. Everywhere he went, people reminded him of his failures. Family gatherings. Oh, that was his personal nightmare. You know how relatives turn into professional interviewers. So, what are you doing with your life? And he'd sit there, sipping chai, smiling like he had it all figured out. But inside he was like, Mom, I'm just trying to figure out how to afford milk tomorrow. And let's not forget the job hunt. This man applied everywhere. Online, in person, even places that weren't hiring. Once, he applied to a bakery, and the owner told him, "We're not looking for anyone right now." He still said, "That's okay, I'm not looking for anyone either. I just need bread." That's the kind of rock bottom humor he developed. Because sometimes when life is tragic, all you can do is laugh. But here's the crazy part. While everyone else saw him as broke, hopeless, and going nowhere, he started seeing rock bottom differently. Because when you're already at the bottom, you realize you can't fall any lower. The only way left is up, and he had something powerful that nobody else noticed. He had time. Time to fail, time to learn, and time to hustle when nobody was watching. So he got to work. And I don't mean some magical, overnight transformation with background music like in the movies. No, it was messy. It was awkward. He messed up more times than a kid trying to ride a bicycle. But slowly, he built skills. Slowly, he built confidence. Slowly, he built himself. And while everyone else laughed at his starting point, he was secretly setting the foundation for the life he wanted. Because let's be real, starting at the bottom is embarrassing. But you know what's even more embarrassing? Staying there forever. And that thought lit a fire in him that no amount of failure could put out. Here's the thing about rock bottom. People think it's a curse, but it's actually the best training ground life can give you. When you've got nothing to lose. And that's dangerous in a good way, because it means you can take risks most people are too scared to take. Think about it. The guy at the top is terrified of falling, but the guy at the bottom, he's already down there. Gravity's got nothing left on him. And that's exactly what our guy realized. Rock bottom wasn't the end of his story, it was the rough draft. And drafts are messy. They're full of errors, but they're also proof that you're writing something worth reading. People will laugh at you. They'll roll their eyes. They'll whisper behind your back. But let me tell you something. Those whispers turn into applause when you refuse to quit. At first, they called him crazy for working on dreams that didn't pay the bills. Later, They called him inspiring. Funny how that works, right? Same guy, different chapter. Here's a lesson most people don't get: success isn't about having the perfect start. It's about refusing to give up in the middle. The gym guy who lifts heavy weights today once struggled with the bar. The CEO giving speeches once fumbled interviews and forgot his own name out of nervousness. The confident speaker once stuttered through a presentation like a broken radio. The difference isn't talent, it's persistence. Talent is the fancy car, but persistence is the fuel. Without fuel, you're just sitting in a driveway honking at life. And oh, patience. Let's talk about that. Because patience is not just sitting around, it's grinding when nobody sees you. It's doing push-ups in your bedroom when everyone thinks you're scrolling Instagram. It's saving every coin when people think you're broke because you're lazy, not because you're planning your escape. Patience is planting seeds in silence and letting the tree surprise everyone later. Let's be honest though, climbing from rock bottom hurts. It's lonely, it's slow, it feels unfair. You'll see people born on the top floor of the building while you're still struggling to find the stairs. But let me hit you with the truth. Their comfort is their cage. Your struggle is your superpower. When you've had to fight for every inch, you become unshakable. And when you start rising, oh man, life gets hilarious. Remember those people who doubted him, laughed at him, said, "You'll never make it." Guess what? They're now sliding into his DMs like, "Hey bro, long time no see. We should catch up." And he's like, "Catch up? Bro, I'm ketchup now. I'm on everything." Here's the golden punchline: success doesn't come to the one who starts at the top. It comes to the one who refuses to stop climbing. Rock bottom teaches you things no classroom can. It teaches humility because you've been ignored. It teaches gratitude because you've been broke. It teaches resilience because you've been rejected. And those three, they're the real currency of life. So, if you're at rock bottom right now, don't curse it. Use it. You're in the perfect place to build. Your failures are not your identity. They're just your training sessions. Every no is just a push-up for your character. Every rejection letter is just another rep for your mental muscles. Every night you cry in silence is just life giving you a discount on future strength. And when you finally reach the top, you won't just have money or fame. You'll have a story. And stories inspire the world way more than statistics. Nobody gets motivated by hearing, "Oh, he was born rich, and then he got richer." Cool story, bro. But when people hear, "He started at rock bottom and ended at the top," that's when they sit up and listen. That's when they see themselves in you. That's when they whisper to themselves, "If he can, maybe I can too." Because the truth is, we're all nobodies at some point, but nobodies who refuse to quit. They don't stay nobodies forever. They write history. They inspire. They lead. And they prove to the world that the view from the top is even sweeter when you've climbed up from the very bottom. So if you're listening to this and you feel like life has pinned you down, like you're stuck at rock bottom with no way out, I want you to remember something. Rock bottom isn't your prison, it's your launch pad. It's the place where the old you breaks and the new you is built. And trust me, when you finally rise, you won't just rise for yourself. You'll rise for everyone who ever felt like giving up. Because the truth is, the world doesn't remember the ones who had it easy. It remembers the ones who fought, the ones who climbed, the ones who turned pain into power. And that can be you. Yes, you. The one sitting there thinking, "But I'm just a nobody." Good. That's the best place to start. I'm nobody too, and look, We're still here, pushing, grinding, climbing. So don't quit. Don't stop. Don't let rock bottom trick you into thinking it's the end. It's only the beginning. And hey, if this hit you, if you felt this in your chest, then subscribe to Nobody Mindset. Share this with someone who needs a little fire in their soul today. And remember, nobodies don't stay nobodies forever.